like Kansas. This morning I am in Kansas finishing the last of the blunt we shared. I'm high, you said, and we stopped smoking to make love with our tongues and our breaths. But this is not Kansas, just its Topeka and humidity. Can't call out your name now, say baby to you, ease myself onto your dick again, feel inside me again magic on my body responding to your body, squirt spells on your belly. I don't want to fuck anyone else until I fuck you again. Have your spit dripping toward my nipples, your dick tapping my teeth, your magic in my throat, your magic on my cheek again. I want to be on top of you or near you until my body convulses or pretends it can't speak. I want to chain smoke fire with you so I can lick the ashes from your fingertips. Have you lick the nectar from my fingertips? Have you swallow the laughter from my fingertips until we are high enough to really pray to God, to ask her to make time the same time and make distance a place in the middle like Kansas. Like want for having. Sometimes it is the yellow spotted bananas on my refrigerator that make me think of you. Not for your touch or for the chocolate, but because of the time you went to work and left me at your place and said that if I got hungry, I could have anything I wanted. I thought if you had bananas, I would crump dance in your kitchen. But no, you did not have bananas. So I ate your peanuts and drank your last bottle of water, thought about how you said I could have anything. I wondered if hunger is why women get married. Not for the bananas, but for the company and for the having anything. I wonder now if hunger is why men send me strange messages about how they want to spit in my throat or call me baby or sweetheart and ask me to say what I want to do with their dicks in my tongue. I have only wanted to eat you and write bananas, and sometimes only want to eat you and I dancing in your living room, taking shots of Red Bull in 1800, like you have no idea. I conjured you. Movement. My godfather asked once if I had a poem for the liberation. I told him I had one for the abortion where I write that B made me come all over his sheets, that it was March 28th, the day my nephew was born. He has never read any of my poems. And JB asks if my poems are about nasty stuff. I hope he sees that these poems are taken from his mouth, and if we don't get married, my husband will see this and think I'm crazy, think I still love him. There's a poem I want to write about how no one fucks me long enough, how women ain't coming enough, how I ain't had sex enough. How do you write about this shit in a dissertation? I want to ask my godfather. And I want him to tell me to keep fucking, keep popping my pussy, my yoni, try anal one more time. I want him to read these poems and laugh at this shit. Know that I love massaging the tips of my breasts when I'm alone and using a diva cup sometimes, and sometimes like letting the love of my lifetimes lie on top of me and fall asleep and letting him disappear inside my mouth while he is laughing against me. My godfather, though, might believe I'm a witch and all I need is dick and weed, but I will tell him that I also need God and like being told that I got the best pussy despite the abortion or the blood. I will tell him that I like being fucked doggy style because I like the gaze and the way my body jerks when it is free or worshiping. The body. I can't stop looking at children. I keep picking them up and imagining they are mine, their noses, their fingers, the way the little girl's eyes have taken the shape of chocolate almonds. If her name is Anaya or Olivia, I know God is fucking with me. I pick her up and want to kiss her, but just tickle her arm so her mother doesn't think that I'm lonely or begging. I still have the panties I wore 5 years ago. They are pink and stained. The nurse was brown and pregnant and offered me a cookie. I laughed, but I cannot remember if I took it. I know it was chocolate and had cream in the middle. I know she made me sign one last piece of paper and told me where to find the exit. Sometimes in public, I caress the whole of my belly. I imagine I am lying across the bed in B's duplex as he searches for abortion clinics and writes down prices, or my breasts are leaking white onto his bed, or 6.5 weeks is too late to do anything about. Really, I just lay there as the doctor vacuumed her flesh-blood body from mine. Only imagine lifting my body up from the table, my pussy dilated and bare, and running out of the room. B wanted confirmation. He wouldn't take off work to witness the detachment, the cloth-colored jar I wanted to see into. These days, when he asks me how I feel, I tell him he still owes me his half of the procedure. Sunday, 9:19 p.m. Central Time. When I take the blunt, touch your fingers, inhale, send your laughter into my belly. I think about Thursday, pushing up to downward facing dog, watching the tips of my locks belong on the floor. He wasn't coming fast enough. I let him grip my thighs with his anticubitals. I wave the blunt back in your direction, try to touch your fingers. You tell me I haven't smoked enough. I have resisted. I have resisted naming my dissertation after the sex and the personal. I fuck my man so good he takes out the box of trash sitting outside my front door, pussy, poetics, and black macho. And I want to apologize to my neighbors, but black women have never been able to fuck so loudly or shout about it when it isn't demanded from the body, and because I only fuck if the dick is political, and today the dick is good and heavy. And ask me questions like, will I keep fucking him until he comes? Kansas continue in winter. Dick is not guaranteed in Kansas. Sometimes JB tells me no, and sometimes he makes me listen. So I might still fuck Leon, though sex left his 2-inch thick, double-stacked frame. When JB began sliding me up and down his dick, I think my body felt like it was on fire. But I have never been able to describe sex. Yes, you can, JB says. Describe it to me. I don't know, I tell him. It's like wanting to hit myself. But there is no dick for black women in Kansas, because we prefer sex that enters us from behind and tells us things we ought to know. But sometimes JB says things in other places and we still taste like debris. And once he said my pussy felt like home. I think he knew I was the healer. After the gym. Tonight I run 2 miles at the gym, then go see the weed man. He is a tall, white, lanky thing, packing a fourth into a Ziploc bag for me. I think to myself that he is sexy because he moves slowly and looks me in the eye when he takes my cash. I smile at him and imagine us fucking. I think I like white men too. Take 2. After the gym. Tonight I run 2 miles at the gym, then go see the weed man. He's a tall, white, lanky thing, packing a fourth into a Ziploc bag for me. I think to myself that he is sexy because he moves slowly and looks me in the eye when he takes my cash. I smile at him and imagine us fucking. I think I like white men too. Tonight, I also sit in the middle of my bed with the light off and the Christmas lights on. I'm smoking the purple he gave me, rethinking Alice Walker lines. Maybe it will piss God off if I don't smoke a bowl or tuck some of it into a shell tomorrow. Meditate with it. Notice the way it makes my chest vibrate and my nipples pinch the inside of my bra. I think the world is beautiful and my cat is human. I am surrounded by crystals because I believe I am a witch. I tell myself it is okay to stay up past midnight, talk to Irv on the phone, have sex with Kellen, eat homemade lard bars on my back. If my mother were alive, we'd talk about our men. We'd laugh, throw our heads back, push each other at the shoulders, say, remember the man you left early in the morning and when you got dad to say that he was gay so that what's his name wouldn't think you were still sleeping with him. She'd tell me that not all men can be conquered that easily and that she had wanted to be loved, really loved by a man, but they only wanted her because she was beautiful. My second cousin calls me Tracy sometimes. She says I sound like my mother when I laugh. And she says I don't take men seriously either and only fuck them, just want to fuck them. I want to tell her that it's because I am black and a woman and want a chance at my own body. That mommy's surgery was her having a chance at her own body. That she fucked men because we have all learned to fuck men. But I think Pam knows all of this. She is a black woman too. She knows the lives of men because each of the men she married died, widowed her. She tries not to remember running to the alley and discovering bullet holes in her second husband's chest. I want to know why my mother wanted the surgery. Position herself as fixable. A black woman, a black female body, sex, and body in color in need of cutting and blending, like to be too large and too dark. I'd ask my mother if she really believed the doctors that her body was too much, if she thought it too heavy and wet when she tried to hold or touch herself. I'd lean on my mother, ask her if she thought her body was too much, the way my body is too much when some of the men look at me and all the scholars look at me like my body is black and female and fixable, or like my body is black and female and fixed. Preclude. There is sex on my Instagram. I like to be sex on my Instagram. Like to look like a witch and say cute shit about the man I've been sleeping with. I tell him I like him when I like his shit. We text about sex sometimes, have sex there sometimes, screen protector like a condom or coconut oil on the clitoris. I say shit like, baby, let me slurp down that big ass dick, but sometimes I just spit on the tip on some cute ass shit and send nudes of my locks and eyes cut out. Please, white boys, don't break my iCloud. Job market got restrictions on pussies that are on hideout.